almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the days come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's passed, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuero to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Yeah! It's Friday, bitches! Enjoy yourselves.
Now you got to get at it hard today and tomorrow during the day because then snowmageddon. Now I know it's snowing.
Dude, are
or
we really
raining
getting
or
18 inches of snow?
I don't know.
Every
We're
single
either getting
prediction I
3
see is
inches
different.
or 7 feet. That it doesn't matter. I don't know. I just know it's going to start late Saturday night.
Yeah.
There is snow and rain, obviously, throughout the area this morning, and that's an issue, plus the strong winds. But that's just going to be for the morning commute. And then it should be an okay Friday, a decent Saturday. I mean, all things considered. And then tomorrow night is when it really becomes impactful.
Yeah. Sunday, March 15th, watching a potential winter storm,
Yeah,
wintry mix in the morning, transitioning to mainly snow, and the wind will pick up in the afternoon. 3 to 5 inches of snow, according to the Weather Channel's app, on Sunday night into Monday.
I don't have any idea.
And then all of a sudden, you look at Thursday and Friday, it's in the mid-50s. So it's going to suck.
It's a sloppy mess
because you're going to have to deal with it for like 3 days,
right.
but then it'll melt by the end of the week. So
that's why we're going to get it on hard today, Brian.
Yeah, we
that's
are going to get it on hard.
That's what's
what she
happening
said.
this morning, and we're going to bust out the enthusiasm because it's happening today, tonight, and tomorrow night. Then you're going to probably hole up on Sunday, right? I mean, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, we had already planned on staying home on Sunday anyways because in-laws are coming over for corned beef and cabbage and all that
week,
crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I think a lot of people are just going to kind of wait and see what happens when it comes to this weather. Reports are all over the place when it comes to snowfall. Doc is going to join us a bit later on. Talk NASCAR racing. We'll do that just after 8 a.m. thanks to Counting Materials in Holman and in Eau Claire. Bad news, happy music, of course. Some facts about Friday the 13th. That's today. Also, 1 in 3 people currently believe that this will happen during their lifetime. We'll find out what that is after 7 o'clock. What else? Speaking of the snow, I think I'm actually going to be able to move what I told you. One of the things I got at my parents' house after my mom and dad died was the snow thrower.
Yeah.
And I came back in October after driving out there to New England, picking up the snow thrower and the lawnmower.
Trailer full of goodies.
And I was able to use a lawnmower a couple of times, late in the fall to suck up some leaves.
Are you relishing in this forecast because of the snow thrower?
No. Well, so what happened was I made a goof. So I've got this shed as well, which I've been waiting to put this stuff in the shed, right? I bought the shed because I needed a place to put the lawnmower and the snow thrower and the crap. Anyways, so when I got back, I put the snow thrower and the lawnmower, and I'm trying to figure out where am I going to build shelves and how am I going to, because the shed's just a big empty box, right? But how am I going to fit everything in there? Anyways, so I threw the snow thrower in there without a plan to get it out. And the first couple snows that we had this year weren't very much. I mean, we had enough to shovel, but it wasn't like. Yeah. But then we had that one that was about 8 inches, 9 inches of heavy wet stuff. Well, by that point, I couldn't get the snow thrower out of the shed because the gates that I have for my fence are in the ground and frozen. You know what I mean? They have a pole that goes into the ground and a hole that kind of keeps it from opening up. And so I haven't been able to use the snow thrower, but I think because I've got it. Oh, it's already switching over to snow. Because I've got it's thawed a bit. I'll be able to get the snow thrower out of the shed now and into the garage and ready to go in case we do get snowmageddon on Sunday.
I think it's
night.
going to be so.
What?
Fine, wet.
Ooh.
And heavy. You know what I mean? It's going to be right at that point where it's just going to be. Ugh. it's going to be, I think it's going to be challenging to deal with it. What do they call that? The Widowmaker snow, right? Isn't that the one?
Oh, where you get a heart attack?
Yeah.
I like it wet.
Yeah, Shaw loves it wet. It's going to get real wet, Gene.
Yeah, it's going to get real wet. This weekend's going to be like that.
Don't forget, the vet gets them wet.
Let's face it, Harry. The vet gets them wet.
This morning, this issue, snow, rain, this kind of crossover this morning, but then that's going to end, and it should be okay for tonight and tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, like late, like 8, 9 o'clock is when it starts.
Got some white stripes coming up. Already got a request from Tom earlier. If you've got something you want to hear, rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Well, this is not surprising, but still kind of punches you in the guts. When you're already getting raked over the coals when it comes to fees and ticket prices, and then you find out the employees of Live Nation are also laughing in your face about overpaying for concert tickets, it's a real kick in the wiener. A couple of Live Nation employees caught bragging about overcharging customers in some newly released court documents as part of Live Nation's antitrust lawsuit. A couple of things that were said in their email exchanges. Quote, "These people are so stupid. I almost feel bad taking advantage of them." When laughing about charging $250 for VIP parking at a venue in Virginia, one of the people in the email thread said, quote, "Robbing them blind, baby. That's how we do." One of the guys gloated about gouging customers on the ancillary fees for parking in VIP packages. And of course,
yeah.
The company Live Nation, they do what companies do, the PR move. They try to distance themselves from the messages. They called it an exchange from one junior staffer to a friend, added that it doesn't affect or reflect our values or how we operate. Yes, it does. You're a scumbag organization and you're a monopoly, and that's why you are getting in court for antitrust lawsuits.
That's exactly why they are.
That's why you're going to court, because you're scum. You're scumbags.
They say it reflected off-the-cuff banter, not policy decision-making or facts. Just two dudes, two guys, just just talking.
Dude, bro.
Just dude to dude, man.
Hey, bro.
I'm just talking.
Dude, bro. Bro, dude. Dude.
We're just being candid with each other, dude.
Yeah. Today, by the way, of course, Friday the 13th. We'll get to more of that a bit later on. But a couple of chain restaurants giving away some freebies on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, fun.
Wendy's is giving away free French fries today. Customers can get free fries of any size with a $5 qualifying purchase at participating U.S. locations throughout the country. Got to use the app, of course, the Wendy's app. That's how they do those things.
Course.
Krispy Kreme, if you live in or around a Krispy Kreme, you can get a dozen original glazed donuts for 13 cents today only with the purchase of a full-priced dozen. So you got to buy a full regular price dozen glazed donuts at Krispy Kreme, and then you get another original glazed donut dozen of those for 13 cents.
Okay.
And Chipotle is doing something kind of interesting, and I'm not quite sure what it has to do with Friday the 13th.
Free guacamole or something?
If you have a tattoo, real, temporary, or drawn on.
Yeah, they've done this before.
You can get a flash BOGO deal today from 3 until 4 p.m. local time at participating locations in the U.S., Canada, the U.K., France, and Germany. Tattooed Chipotle goers can redeem the buy one, get one offer by showing up in-store and purchasing an entree item. The deal is available for up to 5 free menu items per check.
By the way, 2026, for what it's worth, has the maximum number of Friday the 13th possible.
So this is our second one, and it's in a row because we had one in February, and then there's one in November.
Right, and this maximum 3 Friday the 13th in 1 year only happens every 14 years, apparently.
Free fries at Wendy's today when you got to make a $5 qualifying purchase through the app.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, stop by a Wendy's.
The next 2 years, 2027 and 2028, will only have 1 Friday the 13th. This year has 3.
In other food-related news, this is kind of interesting. We can grow chickpeas on the moon. This is a big step towards colonizing the moon.
Is this Matt Damon and poop?
Matt Damon poop potatoes, right? You got to be able to provide food, right? Because how are you going to have a huge, long mission? You can't just send all the food there.
How do they know that? Because they have a chickpea farm on the moon?
Researchers have managed to grow chickpeas in soil that mimics the conditions on the moon and on Mars. Now, this is not to say that you're just going to plant chickpeas on Mars. and they're just going to grow natural. You're going to use the soil that's there and then bring the seeds with you. But this is a big step towards producing food for astronauts and future space missions. To make the metal-heavy soil usable, researchers used worm compost and some helpful fungi. This allowed the plants to grow and even produce seeds. Now all scientists need to do is confirm whether astronauts would want to eat chickpeas.
I feel like all of that's just wasted time and money and effort, right?
Well, at some point we're going to have to get off this planet and go to another one. Right?
Why don't we fix the one we're on and not worry about the by the way,
we need to. You know how it gets fixed? Comet. That's how it gets fixed.
All right. Okay. So worm poop. So the soil will work, but we don't know about the atmosphere to grow the chickpeas.
Well,
you put a bubble around it.
You got to have a greenhouse.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to grow it out in the open.
All right.
That's not going to be a thing.
You're right. It's completely worth the time and effort and money.
The FDA said, what's your deal today? Are you pissy? What are you pissy about?
I'm not.
What's with the pissy attitude?
I don't
I thought we were going to go hard today.
You
What's your deal?
complimented my hair this morning.
I didn't compliment it. I asked if you got your hair did, and you said you didn't. You washed it.
In Brian's world, that's a compliment.
Look
What's
different.
up with your hair this morning? That's
no,
what you said.
I didn't ask you what's up. I said, did you get a haircut? That's what I said.
And then
you said, no, I didn't.
Washed
and
it
I
this
said,
morning instead
well,
of
what's
last
up with your hair?
night.
It looks different. You said, I washed it last night instead of today.
I washed it this morning instead of last night.
Well, good on you for taking a shower.
Sort of a compliment.
I noticed something. Now I'm noticing you're being bitchy. I don't know what your deal is.
I'm not being.
Human beings are the reason why the world's coming to an end. It has nothing to do with the animals or anything else.
Friday the 13th and then worm poop. That's where we're at. Keep going.
FDA sending a warning letter to the manufacturers of GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy.
About what now?
The FDA claims that that company failed to report potential serious side effects and deaths from their users taking their medications.
Ozempic! I lowered my A1C and lost weight while I was sleeping.
Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
Order now and get 30% off all plastic mattress covers and new sheet sets.
Sheet.
So the FDA is?
Yeah, so the FDA sent a warning letter. This has more to look. We all know there's serious side effects when you're taking medications. I would hope
that's why the last 20 seconds.
And it seems to have more to do with the time frame when they let people know about this stuff, as opposed to actually letting people know about this stuff. The FDA sending a warning letter to pharmaceutical giant Novo Nordisk, manufacturer of GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy. The agency says that the company failed to report potential serious side effects and deaths from users that were taking its GLP-1 medications within the required time frame. The FDA did not speculate as to whether the deaths or the other side effects were necessarily linked to the medication. Novo Nordisk says it's working on the violations. So again, it sounds like they had a certain window of time to tell their users about these things, and they did not do that. And that's what the FDA sent the warning for. Not that they were like hiding information.
Sure.
Necessarily. Last but not least, we're going to finish strong here. When it comes to the news, this is great news if you have sleep apnea. There's obviously a couple of things you can do with sleep apnea. The CPAP, which has long been the standard. Now there's this implantable device that you can wear, right? And it's got like a little thing on your arm or something like that. Have you seen this?
A lot less intrusive then, huh? Right?
Well, it's intrusive in the sense they got to implant something in your body, but you don't have to wear a mask and have hoses connected to your face or take your machine or clean it or worry about mold and all that crap. This one is even better. This is kind of like the weight loss, right? It was just first it was a jab. You had to take a needle. Now they got a pill for the weight loss, and they might have a pill for sleep apnea. So if you live with someone who snores and you deal with that and you struggle to get your own good night's sleep because of it, scientists are saying the pills may have a cure for sleep apnea. A new clinical trial found that the drug Sulthiame, whatever it is, improved overnight oxygen levels and cut breathing interruptions by up to 47%. 47%. The medication works by stabilizing your breathing signals in the brain.
I was just going to ask, how does it,
which could then help prevent your airway from collapsing during sleep. That means someday a pill could replace your CPAP machine.
No way.
Told you we were going to finish on a good note. Now you can stop being
I'm more excited about that than I am about chickpeas on Mars.
We're going to need them, man.
I'm more excited
We're not going to need them. Your kids and their kids are going to need them because we're screwed.
About that.
We're screwed. This world's
Here we
coming
go.
to an end.
All right.
Hey, I'm just living in
Big
reality.
show coming in hot.
Living in reality,
It's
Gene.
Friday the 13th. Let's do this.
Tom wants to hear some Round and Round by Rat. He says, good morning, Brian and Gene. Will you play Round and Round by Rat? Have a great weekend. I can. Jim from Georgia texting in, going to school, right? Back to school.
Does Jim know we're getting Snowmageddon?
Yeah, he says, have a great weekend. Be safe with the weather. Thanks, Jim. Remember when it got down to the 30s in Georgia and Jim was freaking out?
Yeah, I do. He couldn't go fishing that day. It was inconvenient.
Jacob texting in saying, good morning, Brian and Gene. Do you happen to know if there's still tickets available for the concert at the Center on March 20th? And are you giving away any tickets? You can still buy tickets to go see Warrant, Firehouse, and Steelheart next Friday, a week from tonight, at the Lacrosse Center. You can buy them at the Lacrosse Center box office.
We are out of tickets, though.
Or you can go to lacrossecenter.com, but we don't have any more tickets to give away. Sorry, Jacob. We'll get to some Firehouse and some Warrant later on, and I'll get to that Rat as well for Tom. Right now it's the White Stripes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Bucks losing to the Heat last night, 112 to 105.
Heat are going to win this game. Pelle Larsson to the rescue tonight for the Heat. Without Hero, without Wiggins, without Powell, no problem. The Heat continue the win streak. Longest winning streak of the season. It's now 7 straight wins. 7 straight wins at home, and Miami's now won 10 of the last 12 games. They stay 0.2 of a percentage point behind the Magic.
Yeah, the Heat are obviously headed in the right direction. The Bucks, however, are heading in the wrong direction. They've lost 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8. They're off tonight. They'll be at Atlanta tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m.
It ain't good.
No. Thankfully, the Badgers keep on winning, even though they made it more interesting than it should have been against Washington yesterday. They were up by almost 20 in the second half, and then they blew it completely and only beat them by 3.
Last chance for Washington. Diallo, 3. Off the mark. Muldrew put it up. It counts, but it's not enough. It's a 1-point win for Wisconsin, and they are moving on for a date with Illinois.
Yeah, Badgers hanging on to beat Washington yesterday, moving on to face Illinois. Also in the Big Ten men's tournament yesterday, Ohio State over Iowa, 72-69. Purdue beat Northwestern, 81-68. And UCLA over Rutgers, 72-59. Today, you've got Michigan taking on Ohio State at 11 a.m. on the Big Ten Network, followed by Illinois and Wisconsin about a half hour after that game, also on the Big Ten Network. Nebraska, Purdue at about 5:30 on the Big Ten Network, and then Michigan State, UCLA, again, about a half hour after that game finishes, also on the Big Ten Network. Semifinals will be on Saturday at noon on CBS, and the finals on Sunday will be at about 2:30.
Here we go, basketball. It's like basketball until middle April, right?
Of course, on Sunday, then we've also got Selection Sunday, where we find out who's going to make the tournament.
Brackets.
Team USA going to take on Team Canada tonight at 7 p.m. on Fox in the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals.
USA, greatest country in the world.
Hell yeah. If we beat Canada, we move on to the semifinals, and then we'll see if we can win whoever we face there and win against that team and move on to the finals. We'll see. Minnesota Vikings agreeing to a 1-year contract with quarterback Kyler Murray. Minnesota going to pay $1.3 million of his $36.8 million salary for 2026. The Cardinals will pay the remainder as part of their decision to release him earlier this week. And the Big 12 is going to transition back to traditional hardwood after the LED glass court went belly up.
Shoot the glass.
Yeah. Apparently, a bunch of the players don't like it. There's been some injuries, and they're saying it's causing headaches and all sorts of issues.
With the screen that changes? Is that what we're talking about?
So the Big 12 wanted to do this LED glass court. It led to some slipping and grip issues for the players. There was also reports that people were getting headaches, migraines even, and having seizures and stuff because of the lights and the changing and all that crap. Yeah, so they said after consultation with the coaches of our 4 semifinal teams, I have decided that in order to provide our student athletes with the greatest level of comfort on a huge stage this weekend, we will transition to a hardwood court for the remainder of the tournament, said the commissioner of the Big 12. We look forward to a great semifinals and championship game. So they tried something, it didn't work, and they realized they messed up, and now they're going back to the hardwood.
Interesting.
Well, look, dude, a lot of these kids have been playing basketball since they were old enough to walk. And it's usually on a hardwood court, in a gym, at a school.
Oh, for sure. I understand what they're used to. It just doesn't seem like the sample test was very long.
while they've tried the LED court in other leagues, it's not like it hasn't been around for a while. But it feels like a bad time to try and do this.
Yes, I agree with that.
Preseason,
yeah,
maybe early on in the
Slow
season, not during the tournament,
yes,
right? Like
I
not
agree.
like
I agree.
Yeah, I get it. Most eyes are on the teams during the tournament when they're watching the Big 12 and all that stuff. But maybe try it out earlier in the season. That's why you do things in preseason, is see if they work before you implement them.
Correct.
Yeah. Sports here on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to that Firehouse. They're going to be at the Lacrosse Center a week from tonight, along with Warrant and Steelheart, and we'll hear from them next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
Yes, a St. Patty's Day edition of Friday the 13th.
Monster.
Got a text from Roxy, said driving down 93 to La Crosse in a box van, windy as F, snowing sideways, some spots very slick.
I heard last night, I was watching a lot of weather stuff, and I was watching a video where they were talking about I-90 and 94 specifically because you're going like this, the crosswinds, 4 big vehicles just like that would be a challenge to keep on the road today.
Paramount Plus today, the streaming premiere of Not Without Hope, based on a true story. It's a movie about Zachary Levi being the sole survivor of a boating accident that took the lives of 2 NFL players. It's called Not Without Hope.
Down for some deep sea fishing? Crack of dawn Saturday? Oh, let's go, baby.
What time are you heading back?
We'll be back by dusk.
We're gonna be all right. We're 4 big, strong men.
Well, you can't bench press the ocean.
Look at this haul. This weather is not good.
We gotta wrap it up.
Nicholas, it's Mom. I know you went out fishing this morning. This big storm's supposed to hit.
Yeah, and it does hit and capsizes the boat. Zachary Levi in this one, also Josh Duhamel, and streaming premiere of that, Not Without Hope, on Paramount Plus today. On ABC tonight, the 4th season premiere of Celebrity Jeopardy. Also tonight on the WE channel, season 8 premiere of Mama June from Not to Hot.
I'm back, bitches.
Okay.
Just when you thought you knew the Shannon family, June, the party has arrived. Big changes are coming.
You move faster than anybody else. You made a whole other family.
Because this family is growing.
Give me a kiss. Let me a kiss.
And this is my boyfriend, Darren.
Seeing Pumpkin and Darren together really makes my damn skin crawl.
Enemies have formed.
Trini is like the closest thing I've ever had to having a normal mom. Hey, Mama.
Hey, y'all.
Got the wedding of the dreams now.
At the wedding, there's going to be 2 mothers of the bride. It'd be lovely if she paid for it, but I'm not going to believe it till I see it.
She could make this like the worst wedding ever.
Mama June from Not to Hot, season 8 premiere tonight on the WE channel. I at least know what that is, unlike the show from yesterday, the Virgin River show, but I still can't believe people are watching this crap.
I can't.
And then you over there have hope for the world. You have hope for it. This is the crap people are watching.
My gosh.
This is why I don't have any hope.
Why do I want to watch that?
Also on TV tonight, new episodes of Sheriff Country, Fire Country, and Boston Blue. Tomorrow on CBS at 7 p.m., a 1-hour special, a town hall with Vice President J.D. Vance. Also tomorrow night, SNL is new. Harry Styles, new album, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
He's going to be the
Tour.
host and the musical guest. He's going to do both jobs. That is tomorrow night on SNL. Saturday on Paramount Plus, tomorrow on Paramount Plus, the series premiere of The Madison, a drama starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell as a couple who moved from New York to start over in Montana after a family tragedy. Apparently, Kurt Russell was crying the moment he started reading the script. He said it was so impactful and powerful.
Really?
Memories. It's like a movie. We can
play it over and over to revisit all those times we did have together. Come on! All the talks, all the laughs, all the hugs.
Not the same, though, as a real hug.
No, it's not the same.
The Madison, premiering Saturday on Paramount Plus, and then, of course, on Sunday night on ABC, Conan O'Brien hosting the 98th annual
Oscars
Academy Awards.
This Sunday, it's the Academy Awards. See people walking on red carpet wearing sparkly, overpriced gowns and tuxes. Check out facelifts and Botox in all their glory, good and bad. The Oscars, hosted by...
I'm your host, Conan O'Brien.
Listen to speeches that only last 30 seconds before the music starts playing them off.
And just the final thing I'll say is...
The Academy Awards, hour after hour, movie after movie that you probably haven't even seen. Can someone wake me when it's done?
And, of course, several people at the Oscars are getting the designer gift bag worth $350,000. These are rich and famous people that don't need the gift bag.
Tell me about what's in the gift bag.
A couple dozen of people leaving with the gift bag. Some of the nominees walking away with the gift bag include Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael B. Jordan, Jesse Buckley, Kate Hudson, Rose Byrne, Jacob Elordi, Elle Fanning, Tiana Taylor, Delroy Lindell, Emma Stone, and others. In the bag is an exclusive Arctic villa getaway with Northern Lights views.
They get a vacation?
A 10-day restorative reset in Sri Lanka.
Another vacation.
That's 2 vacations if you're not counting.
I did count.
Art Lipo Elite Body Sculpting Liposuction.
That's if you want. I think
Boy,
that's
they'd
just
have to
thrown
get
in
2
there.
containers
They have
down
to
here,
throw
2
that
or
in if
3,
they
maybe a
want.
third
like, you
one.
don't have to get the lipo.
Facial rejuvenation procedures from Dr. Konstantin Vasyukovich.
You also don't have to do
wherever
that
the hell
if you
that
don't
is.
want
This is the best. This is the best one in my opinion. Inside the $350,000 gift bag that these rich and famous pompous a-holes are getting at the Oscars.
Yes, besides the 2 vacations.
Besides the 2 vacations, the liposuction, and the rejuvenation on your face.
If you want those, you don't have to do them.
This is my favorite. A custom prenuptial agreement from celebrity divorce attorney James
whatever.
Sexton.
That's just garbage thrown in there. It's like coupons that people don't want, right? Or mail that you get where you're like, oh, you can save the
a
cares?
A gold-plated cold storage cryptocurrency wallet and some high...
What is that?
And then some that's what the rich and powerful do.
What are you even talking about?
They
a
know
cold storage crypto wallet?
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, cryptocurrency wallet. So a place to keep your Bitcoins. Also in the $350,000 Oscar bags, high-potency cannabis products. Some gummies. The Oscars, by the way, don't actually give the bags away anymore. It's an independent thing done by a company called Distinctive Assets. They say the bags showcase and elevate small businesses, minority-owned brands, female entrepreneurs, and companies that give back at a time when everyone can use a little more fun and frivolity. Yeah, of course, that's what I get. That's how with a regular human being. See, it's all set up against us. We have no chance.
It to be Friday, and it is, so that's great.
Well,
that is
here's
great.
Friday sitting on your face.
It is.
Also, I'm not sure if you saw, but Stewie is getting his own spin-off series
from Family Guy?
Yeah, the little kid that won't stop saying mom.
Mom! 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 Mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
Mama!
Mama! Mama! Mama! Ma! 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 Mom! 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 Mommy! Mommy! Mama! Mama! Mama!
What?
Hi.
Yeah, that's Stewie. Getting his own spin-off series called Stewie. They've already got 2 seasons on order. Seth MacFarlane, co-creator, will return to voice Stewie. The show will follow him as he enrolls in a new preschool where he and his miserable classmates use devices to travel through time and space, turning every boring day into an insane and surreal adventure. There's also apparently a 75-year-old class turtle who has half-cocked theories of just about everything. It's expected to premiere on Fox next season and will stream the following day on Hulu. Malcolm in the Middle is getting a reboot, too, if you haven't seen this.
I have not.
So they're rebooting the series with the original cast, except for Dewey, who apparently the guy who plays Dewey is not going to be a part of the show.
So the same concept, but they're grown?
Yeah, so they're grown up, and they've recast Dewey as a different actor.
You know, I can call back later.
Come on, Dewey. You've seen this like 1,000 times.
My life is fantastic. All I need to do is stay completely away from my family.
We just found out that Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years.
This family's nonstop antisocial behavior and mindless, myopic priorities are toxic to me. Life is unfair.
Yeah, it's not called Malcolm in the Middle. It's called Life is Unfair. Stars Frankie Muniz. All of the original family members are back except for one. The show is hitting Hulu and Disney Plus April 10th. They recast an actor to play Dewey because the original actor is going to Harvard.
Sorry, my brain is too big.
A little bit too busy
I have
with
a giant
school.
brain, so I can't. I'd love to, but I can't.
Also in theaters this weekend, probably nothing going to topple the Hoppers movie.
I want to go see that.
It's probably going to still be number
Pixar.
one.
I heard it's one of the best Pixar movies in years.
If you're looking for a spooky film to watch on Friday the 13th, go check out the movie Undertone. It's rated R. It's a horror film about a woman who hosts a paranormal podcast, happens to be living as a caregiver for her dying mother. Gee, I wonder what could go wrong.
Welcome to the Undertone Podcast, where we talk about all things creepy. I'm your in-house skeptic, Evie Babbage, and my believer co-host says he has a real treat for us today.
We're listening to 10 mysterious audio recordings from an anonymous email.
Oh my God. Are you implying there's hidden messages in it?
Let me play it back in reverse.
Play the next one. Let's find out.
What is that? Where is that coming from?
Nope.
Undertone. After she receives recordings from an anonymous source of a married couple experiencing supernatural noises in their home, the disturbing audio shakes loose her own fears and paranoia. Undertone, rated R, in theaters this weekend. Also, Reminders of Him, rated PG-13. This is more your style. A woman is trying to connect with her daughter after serving 7 years in prison for a car crash that killed her boyfriend. Bradley Whitford, Lauren Graham play his parents. Tyreek Withers is the dead guy's best friend who starts to fall for her. And country singer Lainey Wilson plays the woman's new friend. It's called Reminders of Him.
Okay.
That's what's on the boob tube and in theaters this weekend. We've got a lot of other stuff to get to this morning, including Doc's Racing Report, some facts about Friday the 13th.
Do you want to know about travel this weekend?
Not right now, but I do want to know about that, and we'll get to that here in just a couple of minutes.
All right.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. And I did have some stuff I wanted to do right now, but you asked me about traveling this weekend. I wanted to know about traveling.
Well, you're not supposed to. That's what it is. Travel Tracker says fine today, you're fine today, you're fine tomorrow. So go do your thing.
Sunday?
Get it on Saturday night, actually. Start Saturday night. Travel is not advised. Saturday night into Sunday all day, and actually into Monday. There's some impacts, obviously. Travel impacts are going to be not advised, is
How
what
big
it's
is
saying.
the swath? Like, where are we looking at snow?
Large band of heavy snow, 10 to 24 inches. So it just depends.
Every place I went yesterday, every person that I spoke to, every new person that came to the bar,
7 to 24.
Was like, hey, did you hear we're getting 18 inches? Yeah, it was like a different number every time.
Blizzard conditions with this large band of heavy snow, chance 10 to 24 strong winds. That's a part of it, Brian. So blowing and drifting snow is going to be a factor. Reduced visibility, so travel not advised. Starting like kind of late tomorrow night. And that, by the way, it's from Minneapolis to past the Dells and all the way over to Green Bay.
So a large swath.
From Albert Lee all the way over to Green Bay. That's basically the whole entire middle of the state.
The other thing I feel bad about, you last week off the cuff said, hey, I got a story about H-Man that I want to tell you that you're going to find funny. And we never got around to it. And here we are on Friday. And why not tell me this? Is it time sensitive in terms of will it still fit?
So
for those of you that don't know, Gina has 3 kids.
Correct.
The oldest is Henry.
Thanks for remembering all of them.
The oldest is Henry, H-Man.
And he goes to school at UW La Crosse.
And he's out of the house. He has moved back in, right? And he's living with you again after he moved out for a while. And now he's going to UWL. And he's working. Is he still at the sandwich place?
Mm-hmm. He works and he's a student. So
okay,
full-time student and a part-time worker.
22, right? 22.
Yeah, he's in his early 20s, and he's living with us, and he's going to school.
And then she's got the 2 daughters, who Grace and Ella, and I can't tell which one's which when I see them together.
I know
they're not twins, but my brain.
One wears glasses. How's that? Will that help you?
No,
okay.
it will not.
Right.
My brain just doesn't work that way.
Child care.
I know who they are. I just don't remember which one is which.
Full-time student in Madison.
Yeah.
So, in order to make this story completely relevant, you'd have to know that 1,000 years ago, we used to do a fundraiser for charity here at the radio station that was a calendar.
Yes.
And it was...
so we would produce a calendar every year with hot local girls in bikinis and lingerie. And it would include pictures of our various events.
Yeah.
Along with the calendar itself.
Rock Calendar Girls, they were called.
Important dates, and the calendars would sell, and we'd raise money for our own personal Rock Foundation charity.
And then give it back to the community.
And then use that to give back when people had cancer benefits or the house burned down or whatever the case is.
So I'm looking at this one right now. That's
Roberta.
March. That's Berta. She was one of her calendar girls, and she is awesome. She lives in Sparta. She's married, has a couple kids.
Yep.
She is very close to the radio station still. So these were local young ladies who worked with us to have a professional photo shoot, right?
Yep.
And would sacrifice their time and their beauty for us to raise money to then give back to the community.
Right.
So we developed really great relationships with these women and still do. Like I just said, that's 15 years ago, and now she's a lovely mother and still close to the radio station. Anyway, he texts me from his lecture, and he says, hey, look who's part of my lecture today. This is the university. And he sends me a photo.
It's the calendar cover with the mayor from 2010 when we got in all that trouble.
So in 2010, the mayor of La Crosse
was Matt Harder, Matthias Harder, part of the Harder family of the trash people, right?
Mm-hmm. And we said, hey, we have this calendar. It raises money for charity. You know, we give back to the community. He's like, I'm well aware. I know exactly what it does. And we're like, hey, can we bring our staff?
Yeah, not the girls, just the people who worked at the radio station, all 20 of them at that time.
In full clothing.
Right.
To your office
Fully
and take
clothed.
a picture with you. And he said, sure, yeah. It raises money for charity.
Yeah,
and
and we were buddies. Me and him had kind of formed a bit of a friendship, and we hung out. He came to my backyard barbecue. I went to a party at his place, and we were kind of... Now he's much older now, and obviously
he's also married and has 6 kids.
9 kids, I believe.
9? I knew it was a lot.
He's got a lot. He's got a whole farm full of kids. But anyways, he caught a lot of heat for that calendar cover because the local newspaper, the La Crosse Tribune, ironically called
people in general
called it pornographic, right? That we had pornographic calendars with lewd pictures and all that stuff. When it's just the same thing you see in a catalog for Sears or at the beach in the middle of the summer. Girls in bikinis and in their underwear.
Look who's part of my lecture today. What are you learning? Conflict of interest. In my public personal law class, this unit is about ethics.
Business ethics.
Did you say, that's my mom sitting on the mayor's lap? As a matter of fact, I did.
Nice. Way to go, H-Man. So they're using us as an example of how to not to do business ethics? Is that what that's for?
It's an example of conflict of interest in an ethics unit in public personal law.
And is there a question about this, or is it just an example?
He just sent me a picture of the calendar cover and said,
That's
hey,
hilarious.
look who's part of my lecture. And I said, did you let him know that was your mother? And then I'm like, oh.
Good times.
Yeah. 2010 hits a little different now, doesn't
16 years ago, man. I'm more upset at the fact that we used to have 30 people that worked on the radio station. And that was just our station. That had nothing to do with the rest of the building. Now we've got one person that works here.
thought it was super funny.
The good old days. Well, thank you for sharing that story with me about H-Man. I bet that was like, oh my God.
I'm like, guess who's in my lecture today? And I'm like, oh, snap. But I did like the
sins of the mother are revisited upon the son.
I did like him just owning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like taking it. That was good.
Well, how else?
Good stuff.
Little pride. Like, hell yeah, that's my mom up there. Coming up, a list of things, interesting facts about Friday the 13th, which happens to be today. If you want to get in touch with us, you can visit the website, rockmornings.com. Had a bunch of people requesting songs. Going to try to get to some of those. Also, Roxy driving on 93 in a box van says it's windy as hell, so please be careful if you're driving. The wind is still pretty busy out there, and we had some snow, but it looks like that's come to an end for right now.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
In case you haven't noticed, it is Friday the 13th.
Are you superstitious?
Do you know how many mirrors I've smashed just thinking it was a blonde woman mocking me?
Most tall buildings omit the 13th floor.
This place is starting to freak me out.
We are freaking out.
I forbid anybody to freak out.
You scared the Shia LaBeouf out of me.
Friday the 13th. For the second month in a row, we're getting a Friday the 13th. Going to have another one in November. Today is not only Friday the 13th, it's also Canine Veterans Day.
I love that.
And National Good Samaritan Day. So do something nice for a stranger. Does it have to be a stranger in a Good Samaritan situation?
I think so, yeah.
Or is it for anybody? Interesting facts
Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th. Do you know what the fear of Friday the 13th is called?
It's a big, long word.
It is a very big, long word. Paraskevadecatriophobia.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's the phobia of Friday the 13th. Paraskevadecatriophobia. Not clear where the superstition originates. Some believe it stems from the biblical Last Supper, during which the unlucky 13th guest, Judas, betrays Jesus. Was it on a Friday, the Last Supper?
So it just makes people wary, right? They just...
Another biblical belief is that Cain killed his brother Abel on a Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th can come in threes. All years have at least one Friday the 13th, and there may be as many as 3 Friday the 13th in any given calendar year. We've got 3 this year. Again, February, March, and November.
And if you look back in history, you can always find bad things that happened on this day.
Oh, of
right?
course. Of course. Well, some of it is
on a Friday the 13th.
Manifestation.
Sure.
You know, if you believe something bad is going to happen because it's Friday the 13th, something bad could happen or probably will happen. Or you could make more out of a situation that isn't all that much because you're in Friday the 13th mode.
It's just a day. It just happens. There's 3 of them in 2026, February, March, November.
More than 100 of the Knights Templar are believed to have been tortured and later killed by King Philip IV of France on a Friday, October 13th of 1307.
Okay.
And we know about the Knights Templar with the treasures and the secrets and all that stuff, right? Nicolas Cage made sure we knew about that in National Treasure. If you have triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13, you also likely have paraskevadecatriophobia, the fear of Friday the 13th. The late folklore historian Donald Dossie estimated that 17 to 21 million people suffer from the triskaidekaphobia, which is the fear of the number 13. Tupac Shakur killed on Friday, September 13th, 1996. Another notable Friday the 13th death was that of Julia Child back on August 2004. Some numerologists believe the number 13 is considered unlucky because of its relation to the number 12. Numerologists consider 12 a complete number. 12 months a year, 12 apostles, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 labors of Hercules, 12 gods of Olympus, 12 hours on a clock. And so the 13 is just this one that's kind of like floating out there in the middle of nowhere.
Statistically speaking, by the way, the 13th of a month falls on a Friday more than any other day of the week.
According to National Geographic, more than 80% of high-rise buildings avoid having a 13th floor.
Of course, we talked about that.
Hospitals skip the 13th floor.
there.
Many hotels skip having a room number 13, not just a 13th floor, but a room number 13.
Yes.
Some airports even skip having a 13th gate, gate 13.
Well, you said in Russia they had the floor. There was just nothing on it.
Right.
Right? Like they didn't
because,
just skip it. They just...
Again, it's like trying to fool yourself into thinking there's no 13th floor when in fact it's the 14th floor. They just misnumbered it. The Friday the 13th movie franchise going strong despite many people's fears. Since the first film premiered in 1980, the franchise's films have grossed more than $380 million at the box office worldwide.
Well, I'm Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies. Steve should never have opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here.
Yeah, there is. You know a young boy drowned?
Did you know that a young boy drowned? The year before those two others
They were
killed.
too busy making love.
The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
He was my son.
His name was Jason. You see, Jason was my son.
You went there, didn't you?
Today is his birthday.
You went to that camp. You saw the lake.
Camp
you saw
Crystal Lake, where they filmed the original Friday the 13th movie, Camp Novi Scobo.
Did you dip your toe in the lake?
No, because we had shoes and stuff on. I mean,
you couldn't
they
go
don't
swimming?
really. They have some unspoken rules, right? It's an actual still functioning summer camp for kids, and they do the tours and whatnot in the off season. Obviously, not when the kids are there. And they put out props and they take you all around. They show you some of the stuff that still remains, some of the stuff
Out
that was
in the
actually
lake.
in the movie, but they don't want you going in the water and messing around.
Okay. You're watching him go to space tonight? Is that
I
what's
think
happening?
so. Friday X. Jason in space.
Is that where he smashes the woman's face that's
the best
frozen?
Jason kill of all time. He sticks her head in the liquid nitrogen, freezes it,
And then
pulls
he
her out, looks at her.
and then-
The best part isn't even the kill. The best part is the fact that he smashes her face against the table, shatters into a million pieces, right? Think of like the Terminator in Terminator 2 when he shoots him after he freezes, right? And it goes all... The best part is the just utter disdain he has for her when he just throws her corpse on the floor. I love it. I love the disdain. He's just like...
The movie's terrible, but that scene is worth it.
Well, look, it's a schlocky Jason movie, but that's what I want. I want Jason just...
In space.
And all the kids are
In
stupid
space.
and they're dumb, and it shows you that in the future, kids aren't any smarter. They all get killed. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. A couple more of the interesting facts about Friday the 13th. The number 13 is considered lucky by some. For pagans, it represents the number of full moons in some years. Some symptoms of the phobia of the number 13 range from anxiety to all-out panic attacks. Some people will skip work anytime there's a Friday the 13th. That's how bad they have it. And Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were born on Friday the 13th in 1986. Other celebrities that were born on Friday the 13th include Steve Buscemi, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Kate Walsh. So some interesting facts
Don't
about...
you just have to throw salt over your right shoulder or something and
Friday the
everything will
13th.
be okay?
Well,
is that
that's
what it is?
one way to deal with unluckiness.
Remember me, Jason? Jason, don't you remember? Remember, Jason. Jason, remember?
Hell yeah. Corey Feldman shaving his head and then taking a whack at him with his machete. Krista texted in and said, "Good morning. My mom would always say she had good luck on Friday the 13th, so I say it.
That's true.
And I say it to my kids. All good vibes."
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Krista. Appreciate it.
That is a long word.
The
What?
Yeah.
Friga, Triska,
Decaphobia.
Decaphobia.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 letters.
Sports coming up in just a bit. RockMornings.com to get in touch with us.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Yowza. Got a text from Shorty, hashtag Florida man, said his daughter Ashley was born on a Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Also hearing reports that the storm is getting downgraded already. They puff you all up with the 18 to 24, and now we're hearing 3 to 5 maybe. Supposedly. Bucks losing again last night to the Heat, 112-105. Bucks have lost 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8. They're in Atlanta tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Badgers moving on, beating Washington in the Big Ten tournament yesterday. They'll take on Illinois somewhere around 2 o'clock, maybe 2:15, somewhere around there today. Not quite sure. It's a half hour after the first game in the Big Ten tournament, which is Michigan and Ohio State at 11 a.m. All those games, by the way, on the Big Ten Network. Team USA tonight against Canada at 7 p.m. on Fox in the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals. Trying to move on and probably face Japan in the finals. NBC making changes official ahead of the upcoming season. Former Indianapolis Colts head coach and Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Dungy is out at NBC for Football Night in America. Dungy is 70, had spent the previous 17 seasons as a mainstay on the program, which is, of course, airing in front of Sunday Night Football. He's gone. Here's something you don't hear every day.
Okay.
The city of St. Petersburg, Florida, is taking the next step to determine whether human remains from a historic cemetery are buried beneath the parking lot surrounding Tropicana Field, where the Tampa Bay Rays play.
Like poltergeist kind of
Son of a bitch, you moved the cemetery, but you left the bodies.
Yes, Gene.
The son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones.
Is that what happened?
Moved the headstones.
Is that what happened?
Supposedly. This is wild. City Council recently approving a nearly $400,000 contract for what's known as ground truthing, a process used to physically investigate underground anomalies that may confirm if the possible anomalies detected are actual graves. This is like when they look for the dinosaur bones, right? So they're shooting sonar imaging into the ground rather than digging it up and disturbing the graves. Researchers previously detected potential burial sites in 2024 beneath Lot 1 near Tropicana Field, which once sat on land used by segregated Oak Lawn Cemetery, a burial ground that closed way back in 1926, 100 years ago.
Nobody had notes
what is
or
that song?
maps, or they couldn't
We'll paint all the trees and put up a parking lot? Isn't that what the song says?
On graves?
Dude, I don't know. This is so wild to me. Look, at some point, like, a lot of land has got dead people in it. You know what I mean? Because people have been dying since day one. Our building is probably on top of some dead people.
Well, right, but not a cemetery.
Law of averages, though.
That could just be Jubilee in the backyard.
But with a cemetery that it was there, right? It's got to be on a map somewhere.
And just like
freaking maps.
Yes.
Everywhere, like such as we're not looking into the maps before we put the parking lot there, making sure it's not some sort of.
You're talking the 20s, not like.
Have we brought any dead cats there and seen them come back to life?
There's cemeteries, right?
Yes. Sometimes dead is better.
And they just now were like, hey, maybe this was a cemetery just now?
Go down, see what are these anomalies. Are they grave sites or are they something else? And then if they're in fact grave sites that require an additional response.
Exactly. What happens then?
Then we will at the time continue to work and figure out what to do in response to that.
So archaeologists are coming to look into a parking lot to find out if there's...
Last but not least, in sports, this is...
Okay.
I like this move. This is a good move. FBI Director Kash Patel.
Mm-hmm.
What does the FBI have to do with sports, Gene?
Is it betting? Is it illegal gambling?
No, the director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Well, he had the champagne in the hockey room, right, didn't he?
He was partying with the hockey team. Yeah. Hell yeah, he was. Why
Team
wouldn't
USA.
you? That's a fun time. Along with UFC CEO Dana White, have now partnered for an unprecedented training seminar. This has nothing to do with the White House UFC fights coming up in June. This is FBI agents getting trained by UFC fighters at Quantico so that they can kick more ass when they're out there in the field, apparently. Several UFC fighters are headed to Quantico, Virginia, where they will offer instruction at the FBI Special Agent Academy this weekend. Kash Patel said in a statement yesterday, "I'm thrilled to announce this historic seminar between the FBI and the UFC at Quantico. This is a tremendous opportunity for our FBI agents to learn and train with some of the greatest athletes on earth. helping the world's premier law enforcement agency be even better prepared to protect the American people.
It's time!
Dana White has changed the game in the mixed martial arts industry, and we're extremely honored to be partnered with him, the professionals, and the UFC.
Ask for miracles, dear. I give you the FBI.
Kash Patel also said, we are grateful for their shared love of our nation so that we can better defend her. I don't know, dude, any kind of extra training you can get if you're an officer of the law, it's got to be good, right?
So that fight, the UFC fight that's going to be...
At the White House?
At the White House, I heard they're going to allow like 5,000 spectators on the lawn for it when they build the octagon there. But then a bunch more at like a...
viewing location?
A park, yes. Yeah. A park nearby, apparently, that will be like a viewing location.
You can't let a million people in.
So
with
there'll be
the president
like 5,000 ticket holders. I don't know how that's being distributed, but... And then a viewing location somewhere nearby.
Coming up in just a few minutes, 1 out of every 3 people think that this is going to happen in their lifetime. What is it, Gene? 1 out of every 3 people think this is going to happen in their lifetime. What do you
we're going to grow chickpeas on Mars, Brian.
we are. We might. Matt Damon poop potatoes. We might be doing it. That's not the correct answer.
That's not.
No. You think about it, and we'll find out what it is in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
I think 8 years of sobriety for Ivan Moody. I thought I saw that the other day. Congrats to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a different person when he was drinking, I can tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
He was fun to be around at times, but then there were times where it was like, look out. Ivan Moody, frontman for Five Finger Death Punch, celebrating 8 years of sobriety recently. Congratulations to him. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. 1 out of every 3 people, 1/3 of people, now believe this will happen in their lifetime. What is it, Gene?
It's not. Is it like a major, like a tsunami or an earthquake or an asteroid or something like that?
You're getting pretty close. I got to be honest. You're as close as you're probably going to get.
That will be visited by alien.
I'm getting further away from the truth here.
The melting of the and the flooding of the lower. No.
The governments won't allow the melting to happen because they've got all their secrets hidden there in the ice in the Antarctic.
Okay, movies are one thing and reality is another thing.
That is reality. Have you never ever gone down a... Man, you need to find out about all the stuff going on in the Antarctic. It's not just penguins up there. You can't just go up there. You know that, right? As a citizen of the world, you can't just go up there. Like, you can't just decide to go up there and walk around and see what's happening.
What's the movie called, Brian?
It's not a movie. It's reality.
Brian,
go ahead and Google it. I bet it's not even on the Google.
What's the movie called?
It's not a movie.
What is it?
Tell me, what is the thing that 1/3 of people believe is going to happen in their lifetime?
Well, now you made it about like weather-related stuff.
I went off on a tangent.
Weather-related stuff. You said I was close.
You're close, but it doesn't necessarily have to be weather. What happens in a tsunami?
Yeah, the water comes. Is that what it is?
No. What traditionally happens in an earthquake, a tsunami, a meteorite?
Is this a... Are we going to space? Are we living in space?
Your critical thinking is off today. I don't know. Did you washing your hair this morning ruin your brain? Did you get water in your ear?
It's off my
1/3 of people now believe that the world will end in their lifetime.
This week is not the inspiration I'm
One way,
needing
shape, or form. The study shows apocalyptic beliefs are no longer confined to the fringes of society. The conspiracy theorists, it's everybody else. 1/3 of people. They're shaping how people respond to global threats. The lead author of the study, a doctor named Matthew Billett, said belief in the end of the world is surprisingly common across North America, significantly influencing how people interpret and respond to the most pressing threats facing humanity. And this study, by the way, was done before everything that's going on with Iran. Not that I think that that's the end of the world, but we're certainly headed in that direction. The research team surveying a whole bunch of people in Canada and the U.S. and in America, nearly a third of people said they believe the world will end within their lifetime. So assuming you're 18 or older and your average lifespan is somewhere in the 80s, right? Low 80s.
Not do this. We're fine.
We got another 50, 60 years left at best. The findings were published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, showed that people think about the end of the world in multiple ways, including when it might happen, who or what would cause it, and whether it is something to fear or to welcome.
You're going to embrace that?
Well, the midnight clock, right? It keeps getting closer and closer to midnight, the doomsday clock. Every time you turn around, it's adding a couple of seconds.
You're emptying my half-full cup,
Look,
Brian.
I can't help that I live in reality and you live in fairyland with unicorns and rainbows.
Okay. I could take a cruise ship.
Yeah, you can't go to the places what I'm talking about. You can't just go up there and walk around on the ice. Those are through a certain area where the governments allow you to go.
Yeah, where look at that whale tail.
In the U.S., the beliefs were strongly linked to how people perceive and respond to global risks such as climate change, pandemics, nuclear conflict, and emerging technologies. This guy and his colleagues developed a comprehensive psychological measure of end-of-the-world beliefs, identifying 5 key dimensions that matter for how people think and act. Conducting the research as a doctoral candidate at the University of British Columbia in Canada, is now postdoctoral, and he's a scholar at the University of California, Irvine. 1 out of every 3 people think the world is going to come to an end in their lifetime.
That's great. It starts with an
earthquake, planes and airplanes, and Bruce is not afraid.
Well, I'm wearing green, and I'm going to do an Irish car bomb this weekend, so whatever.
Oh, I'm not going to change how I do things either. I'm just letting you know.
Whatever.
If you are on the fringe of prepping, you may want to get started with that. Get that bunker finished. It's coming.
Is just not, okay?
I honestly think it's going to be AI. I think AI is going to really, in the next, I mean, look how bad it's getting already with these cars and people killing other people and killing themselves because of AI. Did you get a lawsuit?
Dude, I came in here with Friday vibes.
I got Friday vibes.
They were
excited.
strong.
I'm going to watch the Badger game, drink some beers.
And hard, and now this, okay? I'm wearing green.
I just don't want you to, live in denial, Gene.
I want to. So, leave me alone.
Coming to an end in their lifetime. Rockmornings.com to get in touch with us. We'll talk racing with Doc in a bit. We'll get to bad news, happy music as well. What?
Shakes.
They're coming in?
No, but we should get some.
Oh. It's Green Day.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Friday mornings during the NASCAR season at about 8:15 a.m., we're joined on the phone by the one and only mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
It's happy St. Patty's Day, and it's next week. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
That's what all the guys at the campground say. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the doc.
I know Shorty is in Florida. Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill By listening to Bill.
Always, every time.
Hashtag this guy.
He gets to stay on the box.
That's, well, maybe Sunday, maybe early. Hashtag this guy.
Going to have to come from the back.
I'll try to do that one, too. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
That's what she said. Hashtag this guy.
Yeah.
He could be coming from your backyard.
And he's coming from the back again. Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
That sounds like a good weekend at
Sunday,
Doc's house.
probably,
Hashtag
Sunday.
this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
You should ask really first,
Sneaky
Doc. You should
Pete.
ask.
Sneaky Pete. Hashtag this guy.
First day with the new tongue.
Practice, practice, practice. Hashtag this guy.
God damn, I'm going too fast.
Nobody ever said that about Doc.
Hashtag this guy.
He sees her. He doesn't have time to turn away from her. Blasts her in the rear end.
Hashtag this guy.
Whoa, what am I touching here?
Whoa, what are you touching there, Doc?
Holy crap, where'd all this wind going? I'm like white knuckling the steering wheel. You know, I'm driving a 53-foot parachute here, and this is just crazy. How long is this supposed to last?
I don't know how long the wind is supposed to stick around.
Till
but
noon, I think.
It looks like most of the morning, and then hopefully that'll subside. But it's the snow that's coming on Sunday that we're really worried about. In fact, I wanted to real quick update. The Shelby, the very famous, almost 60-year-old Shelby Fire Department chicken queue, which is supposed to be on Sunday, is going to move to tomorrow. So the Shelby Department of the town hall over there, the fire department, it normally has it on Sunday of St. Patty's Day weekend, but they're going to move it to tomorrow in an abundance of safety and precaution and all that stuff for the storm.
Well, yeah.
So if you have tickets for the Shelby...
Isn't that the one where they start... Isn't that the one where they start serving chicken at 10 and you're in line at 6?
Yeah, so it's, well, I don't have to get in line. It's literally a stone's throw from my house. I can see them setting up from my backyard, and I can smell it all weekend, which is great for me. But yeah, so that's
Nice.
that's going to be on Saturday. For those of you that have tickets for the Shelby the town of Shelby Fire Department chicken queue, your Sunday tickets will be good for the chicken queue, which is going to apparently
They're
take place
moving it
tomorrow
because of the snow, Doc. That's
Doc,
why
what?
they're moving it.
So let's talk about a couple of things. Number one, Bowman's going to be out again with the vertigo issue, and then we've got Jonathan Davis as the Grand Marshal. I talked about those the other day. You want to say anything about those two items?
Well, it's pretty cool. You know, Jonathan Davis, yeah, like you mentioned yesterday, you got to take the laps around the track in the car for guests, and he just loved it. And like he said, he was talking about how NASCAR is loud, just like metal music is. So it looks like he's really leaning into this, and they got that big concert coming up in a month in Vegas. So that's another way to promote that. So it's pretty cool to see someone from that we all like and admire and listen to on an quite often basis get to do something like that instead of somebody from one of those other stations down the road that play kick the can music. Also, we talked about you mentioned it yesterday. Alex Bowman again is going to be out this week because of those vertigo symptoms. They keep persisting. Justin Allgaier is going to be replacing him this weekend in Vegas, and they're not going to put a timetable on when he's going to return. They did say this could take anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks. That's how severe his symptoms are. So it just depends on how quickly his head responds to the rehab and the treatment. RFK Racing announced this week that next weekend at Darlington, all three of their cars are going to feature Greg Biffle throwback paint schemes. Those of you remember, Biffle was tragically killed in that plane crash just before Christmas last year. So, this is going to be their way of showing some love to the Biffles. Darlington was one of Biffle's favorite tracks. He won a couple of times there, including winning back-to-back in 05 and 06. And I'm not going to go into a long specific details on this one. You guys can look up the videos and the stories yourself. But this JGR and Chris Gabehart stuff is just getting weirder and weirder by the minute. Apparently, JGR hired a private investigator to follow him all the way to Spain. I mean, how desperate are you to dig up information on somebody? Spire Motorsports is accusing JGR of stealing sponsors. So this is going to be a little bit not going to be a quick one here, folks. This one's going to take a while to figure out, and the courts are just going to love them for doing this. So they are at Las Vegas this week. It's one of the cookie cutters we talk about. It's a 1.5-mile oval, 20-degree banking. Josh Berry won the race last year in that Wood Brothers car. And Denny Hamlin won the chase race to propel him into the championship last year. Qualifying record set by Kurt Busch in 2016 at 196.3 miles an hour. Fantasy experts, they like Larson, they like Hamlin, and for some reason, They think Barrie can go back-to-back. A lot of them are on the Barrie train this weekend. When I filled mine out last week, you look at the guys who are really consistent at these mile-and-a-half tracks. Blaney, Bell, Byron, Reddick. VegasInsider.com via the BetMGM app brings us our odds this week. Larson at plus 450, Hamlin at 575, Bell at 650, Byron and Blaney at 900, Briscoe at 1,000, Reddick at 1,100. Red Cedar Speedway finally released its schedule, for next weekend's car show and award ceremonies. Friday night, car show will run from 5 to 11. They'll have a beanbag tournament at 6, a DJ at 6, and a Texas Hold'em tournament at 6:30. Saturday, the cars will be shown from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. There'll be a swap meet from 9 to noon, a euchre tournament at noon, and there's going to be a kids carnival from 1 to 3. They're going to have kids games, face painting, coloring contest, a big bounce house, and they're going to get a chance to meet the Easter Bunny. At 6 p.m. will be the 2025 season awards, recognizing all the track champions and award winners. At 7 o'clock, there'll be live music from the band Rattlefoot, and we'll give you the schedule again next week because this is happening next Friday and Saturday. La Crosse Speedway announced this week for the date for the tire sale and registration will be Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 11 in the pit area. Teams can purchase their starting set of tires for the season and take care of all the registration forms that morning. Now, if you want to get a head start on the registration process, go to the Speedway's website, and they got all the registration forms you need right there, and take care of them, get them all mailed in. Then all you got to do is worry about getting your tires when you show up on the 25th. Doc Smoker calendar, we have 4 parties on the docket tomorrow night, and hopefully they get them all in before the heavy snow starts coming down. We're going to start with Two Brothers Racing Smoker for Matt Cleveland and Charles Vian at Club 16 in Sparta. They're going to have a 50-50 basket raffles, live auction, gun raffles, drinks and food, wingspan raffles, a pie in the face, bar games, all kinds of stuff going on. That bad boy starts at 4 p.m. Justin Berg Racing Extravaganza, that first day with the new tongue again. Justin Berg Racing Extravaganza starts with a bowling tournament at Bangor Lanes tomorrow morning, 2 shifts, 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And this is going to be alternating. First game will be 7-pin tap. Second game will be 8-pin tap. Third game will be 9-pin tap. So that's pretty cool. Then the party moves over to Augie's Bar at 5 p.m. there in Bangor. Free food and beer while it lasts. Lots of games and prizes. And all he told me was surprise entertainment. Rob Christian Race Smoker is happening tomorrow night at Whiskey River Bar and Grill. Silent auction, live auction, raffles, tip boards, music by DJ Grizz. That party starts at 3 p.m. And the Chris Scrady Race Smoker happening at the Vault in Rockland. Free food and beer while it lasts. Gun boards, raffles, basket raffles, tip boards, beer bucket specials. There'll be a DJ spinning tunes. That party starts at 5 p.m. Now, to keep up to date on all the smokers, check out the Midwest Racing Smokers page on Facebook. And remember, fans, during smoker season, get out and support a great local short track team. Doc's Race Report has been brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street in Holman and by County Materials on Menominee Street in Eau Claire. That is 2 great County Materials locations serving western Wisconsin. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. That's this week's Race Report.
Doc, we got a text from Shorty who said, tell Doc it's sunny and 85 degrees here today. So
that's nice. Thank you very much.
Shorty, I am extending a finger to you, Shorty. Just guess which one it is.
You stay on the road and stay safe, okay, Doc? I know it's
he has trouble keeping those trucks.
Oh, hey, and one more thing I forgot to mention. And Gino, I know you got the details on this. God's Country Racing Association show happening at the La Crosse Center. So check that out this weekend. There'll be a La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway booth there.
Yeah, I was just looking at that tonight, and tomorrow and Sunday. There is the Classic Car Show. Yeah, 50th annual Custom Auto Show. Tonight, man, there's some beautiful rides going right past the radio station this morning. Motorcycles as well as classic cars, vendor booths, food, that kind of stuff.
Thanks, Doc. He's gone. If anybody knows how to tip a 53-foot semi-truck over at stock, he's done it before. He'll do it again.
He's going to stay safe on the road out there.
And try to. Can't do much about that wind. It'll knock you right over.
Yeah. Said it's a thing.
Rockmornings.com to get in touch with us. We will get to our bad news with happy music next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man. Florida man. Florida man. Florida man. Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
I feel like you could just say goose. You don't have to say aggressive goose. Because if you've ever been around a goose, it's kind of aggressive already.
Right. Docile goose is not something you hear often.
No. But an aggressive goose has been apparently chasing Florida A&M students on campus and attacking them. And once again, I feel like saying the word aggressive is just repeating the word goose twice. Goose is chasing Florida A&M students.
Y'all, I just watched this attack somebody. He just attacked this female that was walking by. I'm talking about jumped on her, pulled her hair, and everything. You hear me? That's why nobody want to walk around.
Man, I would grab that stupid goose by the neck and swing it around.
Would you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you would.
I would.
I don't think
like
you'd get
Thor's hammer,
they're
baby.
Mean.
All you got to do is get it by the neck, and bam. I'm treating that thing like Loki and the whore.
It's like urban aggression.
Loki and the Hulk. Did I say that? Loki and the whore?
You did. What's happening to you?
Went over. I was thinking Thor, and I was thinking Hulk, and I went the whore. Whoops. I have to mark that one down.
Hissing. They hiss at you, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. Hissing. Go.
And flapping.
And they get big with their stupid flappy wings.
And they also,
it's still.
Did you hear they pulled her hair?
It's still just a bird.
Aggressive.
The goose was filmed lunging at students outside of Florida A&M's journalism school. One student dropped her jacket while trying to escape before another person helped retrieve it.
Keep your distance. Amused and sympathetic reactions from viewers online. Yeah.
SSIBE.
You got to look it in the eyes, Brian. You got to maintain eye contact, and then you got to be big. Woo! Look how big I am.
I'm not trying to fight a bear or a rhino or a hippo or a tiger or any of that.
And then back away while
But
you're
if a goose comes around me and starts acting like a fool,
looking at it,
you're going to get treated like a fool. I'm going to grab you by the neck and swing you around.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Students hesitating as they try to move past the goose. Suddenly it charges towards a young woman.
Does it have babies? Does it have a nest?
Turns and runs away.
They don't like to share their space. This is what's happening.
An aggressive goose on the campus of Florida A&M.
Honking and flapping and hissing.
I ain't afraid of no goose. Look, we are the top of the food chain. And a goose is somewhere near the bottom. It's not even in the middle.
Most people could probably take on a goose. I'm with you on that one.
All you got to do is kick it.
Well, like I said, get big.
Whatever. It's still just.
It in the eyes.
You know what it is? It's feathers and a couple of bones.
Hey,
that's it.
One of us is going home. And
it may look big, but it's not big. Hashtag Florida woman, 31 years old. Her name is Nadine Kaufman. Pulled over last week after an officer saw her drift across lanes and blow past a red light. The officer, after pulling her over, asked for her driver's license and registration.
What'd they get instead?
Instead, she handed over a bag containing Q-tips and batteries.
I'm not that intoxicated.
Who keeps Q-tips and batteries in a bag? Together.
She sounds prepared.
Look, I have Q-tips and I have batteries on me almost at all times, but they don't live together. Kaufman facing several misdemeanor charges, including DUI. Her breath also apparently had the overwhelming odor of alcohol. She was sent to jail. When they checked her into the prison, by the way, the jail, she was asked about any body markings on the intake form, and she said she has a heart tattoo on the bottom of her buttocks. What's the bottom of your buttocks? Is that down where the line is? where the thigh meets the cheek.
Where you pull a muscle.
She could show that to the people at Chipotle today and buy one, get one between 3 and 4.
That's what's happening.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what she could do.
Tattoo day.
But yeah, she got a little butt tattoo on the bottom of her butt.
Mm-hmm.
Florida woman. Showing off that tattoo. I feel this guy's pain. I got to be honest. I would sue as well.
What happened?
I had a situation like this.
What happened?
I almost died. Twice. One time I actually ingested the spicy food. The other time I nearly ingested it before someone was able to stop me.
Is this the wings that you had with our boss?
A German tourist tried some salsa in New York City, and it was so spicy that he sued the restaurant.
Well, how freaking spicy was it?
The crime occurred back in August of 2024 when this tourist went to the Los Tacos Numero Uno in Manhattan.
Okay,
and his
then
mistake was walking over to the self-service salsa bar and loading up his tacos with green salsa. See, that's kind of on you, dude.
Okay, I was just going to say, that's completely on you.
Put a little in a cup, take
is that the one I want?
Little taste test, little tip of the tongue. You're not going to ruin the taco by putting the salsa on top of it right away. You're going to taste test it if you have.
That is totally his problem.
Said, I had no idea how dangerous these sauces could be.
All right, go home.
Claimed that his Apple Watch showed his pulse going up while he was eating. So instead of
this
stopping,
guy sounds insufferable.
Dude, if I put anything spicy on it, and I know right away, it's coming right back out. The salsa caused blisters in his mouth and stomach problems. He went on to say, it is practically forbidden for me to eat such a very hot, spicy food.
Then you know that about yourself, and you should have figured it out.
And he filed a lawsuit suing the restaurant. The judge wasn't having it, dismissed the lawsuit.
Get out of here. Go back to Britain.
The judge said, Germany. The judge
Go back to Germany.
In his ruling, when it comes to salsa, the spice is often the point.
Well, and it's on you, grown up.
That was a spicy salsa.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah. Well, you should have figured it out, right? Taste tested, maybe went without it. You didn't have to have it. My Apple Watch saw my pulse go up because my mouth was hot. Get out of here.
Famous New York taqueria not disclosing how spicy the salsa was. I know some restaurants put the little peppers next to the menu items so you know what to expect. We got a couple of heroes. I gotta switch up the music here. We gotta play some music, some different music. This one kid, this is unbelievable. You gotta see this guy's face. This is awesome.
Okay. What happened to him? Why do I have to look at his face?
And because this kid kicked the ever-living crap out of this guy that was strangling his mom. So it's his stepdad. Mom married this guy. And the guy's strangling the mom.
Man.
And the 13-year-old kid, the stepson, her son, comes to her aid and beats this dude's face just into oblivion. He looks like a package of meat, like ground beef. You got to see this guy's face.
Yay!
A man in Alabama arrested after allegedly trying to strangle his wife, only to be knocked unconscious by his 13-year-old stepson. Daniel Hernandez Lopez, charged with domestic violence strangulation. That obviously is terrible. I'm not trying to make light of that. But what this kid did to this guy's face is unbelievable. It looked like he tied him to the back of the truck and dragged his ass all around town because his face is effed up like you wouldn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Police responding to the home in Foley, Alabama on Monday nights. Hernandez Lopez allegedly trying to strangle his wife during an argument.
Jeez, and this kid jumps in and says,
Deputy said, not on my watch,
Dad.
you SOB.
Or
Stepdad, yeah. Deputy said the woman's son confronted Hernandez Lopez, who lunged at the teen and tried to hit him with a bicycle. The 13-year-old you could see, that was a real-ass punch. He punched Hernandez multiple times in the face.
Sure did.
Knocking him unconscious before the authorities arrived. Station reported Hernandez Lopez appeared to be intoxicated or possibly under the influence of narcotics. Not a U.S. citizen either, so throw his ass back to wherever he's from. Get him out of here.
And
Booked into the Baldwin County Jail.
How about this kid?
Not immediately clear whether Hernandez Lopez has retained an attorney or would what his charges are, but that kid beat that dude's face, and if you haven't seen a picture of it, go get a look at it, because, man, he got him good.
Oh, you're going to lunge at me, hit me
You're
with
going to
a
try to
bike
put your hands around my mom's neck? No,
Choke
bro,
my
we're
mom.
not doing that today. This is Monday, and we don't do that on Monday.
Don't.
We serve up these hands on Monday. I don't think it was karate chop. I think it was closed fists, several of them. Maybe right after he went down, he probably did
With
a
a
little
pan, maybe a
No,
frying
I think he
pan?
got him with the hands, and as he went down to the ground, he did a little ground and pound on his face.
Several times in the face.
Oh, he got him good.
Several
man.
times.
Got him good.
Yes, several times.
Got his ass good.
Kind of in the lip, face, eye.
If you
area.
haven't seen the picture, go give it a Google.
He's a little swollen.
Dude, the lips
Swole.
it looks like somebody getting Botox, the post-surgery photo. It's all just blue.
Yeah.
And then he's got
It's
this big
scabby.
Oh yeah. Big knot on his forehead. Here's another guy that you want to Google and take a look at his picture. He got some hands too. This is great. I love when people get beat.
Was it
for being stupid? I'm sick and tired of being nice to people. I don't want to be
is
nice.
this another
You come into my
violent-
car wash and you act a fool and you start threatening employees. I'm going to take your ass to Pound Town. I'm going to take you down to the ground, and I'm going to lock you in a figure 4, and you're going to be in a world of pain.
A lot of beating and banging.
Yeah, that's
This was
exactly.
a car wash beat up?
Gainesville, Florida. #Florida man in jail after allegedly threatening the employees of a car wash with an axe. So this guy had a deadly weapon on him, and this dude, who apparently trains in jiu-jitsu, decided to take matters
an
into his
MMA
own
fighter?
hand
Yeah.
and got on this guy and then did some ground. Look at his face. Oh, man, he's swollen, black, blue eye. He messed his ass up. 36-year-old Bryce Thayer, Thayer, arrived at the Tidal Wave car wash just as they were closing. He had a long day, washing cars, refilling the soap, cleaning the bathroom, whatever you do.
Yes.
And he was turned away because they were closing.
Yeah, and he was irate, wasn't he?
Allegedly became agitated, threatening staff members with an axe.
Yep.
18-year-old car wash employee Leodan Pino said Thayer was behaving strangely from the time he arrived, saying something along the lines of, "Where is my wife? I can't find my wife." He and another worker pushed this guy to the ground, got on top of him to take the axe away. Then they held him down while they waited for the cops to arrive. According to the news station down there, this guy Pino, the guy that works at the car wash, is trained in mixed martial arts and recently enlisted in the military and was just waiting for someone to act up at the car wash. They didn't just hold this guy down. They did some damage.
Yeah. When I got on top of him, I controlled the situation, he said.
Yeah.
I realized he wasn't letting go. That's when I threw a couple elbows
Hell
until
yeah.
he was
Hell yeah.
incapacitated.
Beat his ass.
I held him in a rear naked chokehold.
Hell yeah, he did.
And waited for the cops to arrive. By the way, he was protecting his 16-year-old brother who also works at the car wash, this 18-year-old.
I'm down for that. And if you don't like these kind of things, then
He
don't
brings an axe.
don't listen,
Who
man,
brings an
because
axe
I'm
to
all
a car
about this
wash
stuff.
party?
The news station says that the authorities searched there, found a meth pipe, security footage from the car wash.
Yeah.
Confirming the worker's experience. He's in jail, $65,000 bond.
Yeah, felony, damage, felony,
All that
trespassing, felony.
Couple of good stories about getting what you got coming to you.
Thankful that God gave me the opportunity and the strength to control that situation.
Beat the brakes off that dude. Man.
I was happy I could protect my brother. Oh, my gosh.
That's all great. The guy's trained and everything, and you expect that from a jiu-jitsu military dude. But that 13-year-old kid coming home and finding his stepdad strangling his mom, and that's probably not the first time there's been an incident in the home, right?
Yes, but he's not going to take it anymore.
13, nah, dude. Nah, we're not doing that today. And just beat that guy's face.
Until
oh
he was
God.
unconscious, by the way.
Yes, and then some more.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You like to beat up on women, is that it? Huh? Beat up on me.
Yeah. Come get these hands. So good. Bad news, happy music. We'll get to our daily check-ins after 3 days grace.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Visit the website, rockmornings.com, for all of our contact info to get in touch with us. Let us know what you're up to. Had a bunch of people getting in touch with us this morning. Obviously, the big storm coming into town has got people all riled up and ready to talk weather. We had Tom text in bright and early, wanted to hear some Round and Round by Rat. I did not do any of that for you, sorry. I did play some Firehouse and some Warrant, though, and we're looking forward to seeing them a week from tonight at the Lacrosse Center. It's the Turn Up the Good Times tour, featuring Warrant, Firehouse, and Steelheart.
Oh, those notes.
And that's, again, next Friday at the Lacrosse Center. Jim from Georgia said, have a great weekend. Be safe with the weather. We also had somebody else text in and say that the storm got downgraded.
Yes.
Now it's looking more like 3 to 5 inches instead of 18 to 24.
It depends on where you're at, though, honestly. I mean, it depends. Like the middle part of the state, so Eau Claire, 12 to 18, still a possibility. It looks like, Stevens Point, the Dells even. I mean, you're in that. It goes like this. So it's kind of a curved swath. Okay. And then 18 to 24 more up by like Green Bay, Manitowoc, Stevens Point. And then Janesville, Madison, La Crosse, Platteville, that lower swath. If you go like this, like a little bit curved. Now we're down to 8 to 12 or 4 to 8, it looks like.
Jacob texted in. Said, good morning, Brian and Gene. Do you happen to know if there's tickets still available for the concert at the Center on March 20th? And are you giving any away? We already gave the tickets away for next Friday's show, Warrant, Firehouse, and Steelheart, but you can still buy them at the Center box office or online at lacrossecenter.com. Roxy from the 715 checking in earlier said, driving down 93 to La Crosse in a box van, windy as F. This was at about 6:30 this morning. Snowing sideways. Some spots are very slick. Krista said, my mom would always say she had good luck on Friday the 13th, so I say it, and I say it to my kids. All good vibes.
Well, that's easier than whatever that word is where you're afraid of it.
Todd is very upset, has a very long...
Oh, no.
Angry...
Todd, what do we do now?
Not at us.
Oh, boy.
This is kind of... Look, this is kind of like trying to remind people to turn their headlights on when it's foggy. These all fall on deaf ears, so I feel... ridiculous even mentioning these things because people don't listen. They just do whatever they want. Todd said you should give people a heads up that with this much snow we're getting, if you shovel your driveway out into the streets and they're not plowed, it's going to get buried again. And with this much snow, the plow drivers really don't have that much of a choice on where they're putting this much snow. You're going to get plowed in, and this much snow. Just remember, where you live in Wisconsin, plow driver's not at fault. Todd obviously plows for a living.
Or knows people. He's close to other plow. Yeah, we know. We're just thankful. And by next week, 50s. So
it'll be here for
Sunday,
a minute.
Monday, it's going to be messy, and then we'll get, we'll all dig out, and then it'll start melting.
Got a text from Matt. Says, I've got a book you should read. The title of the book is called If Someone Builds It, We All Die. Matt heard me talking about Antarctica. Gene thinks that it's all hunky-dory out there. Like,
go look at some penguins and whales and do a cruise.
Got a text from someone saying that the Shelby Chicken Queue, I think it's the 58th annual or 59th annual Shelby Fire Department Chicken Queue, is tomorrow and not on Sunday. So if you do have tickets for Sunday's Chicken Queue at the Shelby Fire Department, they moved it because of the weather. Mm-hmm. Shorty texted in, wanted us to tell Doc that it's sunny and 85 in Florida. Doc said that he was giving him the finger. Brandon texted in and said, I'd like to fight a goose. And then Chris said, Brian would run like a girl if a goose chased him. Ha ha. Well, I've seen a lot of women run before in the Olympics, and I will gladly run as fast as FloJo.
Yes.
But I'm not running from a goose.
You're not running from a goose? You're going to look it in the eye, are you?
Running like a girl is no longer an insult because a lot of girls can run faster and longer and better than I can, so that's not an insult. I understand where it comes from. I get that. We're all living in the 80s.
But you're going to look that goose in the eye, and
dude,
you're going to...
I got no problems grabbing a goose and swinging it around.
Like 92% of people think they could take a goose, by the way.
Yes.
So that whole, like, could you fight one? Everybody's like, hell yeah, I could.
Yeah. It's like the 100 small pygmy-sized horses.
Yeah, I can take a goose.
You just got to be able to kick. All you got to do, kick it once, and that thing's going away. That's all you got to do. And treat it like Loki and the Whore. I'm treating that thing like Loki and the Whore.
What are you talking about?
Well, I had said Thor.
You thought you did.
And I was talking about swinging it around like Thor's hammer. You know, he's swinging, and he throws it, right? And I was thinking about that when he grabbed the goose by the neck, and he... And then I was thinking about the time when the Hulk grabbed Loki and he was bam, 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 back and forth in Stark Tower and all that stuff. And so I was like, I kind of mixed them up. I'm treating that thing like Loki and the Whore. Oops.
You and a goose.
I misspoke about a goose. I'm treating that thing like Loki and the whore. I'm here to see a man about a goose. I also got a message on Facebook from Paul who said, remember this morning when you were talking about the Virgin River show? Well, I get home and my wife is binge watching it. I just can't win.
That's fine. Go to the other room, do what you want to do.
Look, I've heard of Mama June.
Yeah.
I know they have the show. I didn't realize. I never heard of this Virgin River, and apparently it's up to season 8 on Netflix. And I'm on Netflix almost every day. Sorry, Paul. That sucks. I'm treating that thing like Loki and the whore. All timer.
Did I say Loki and the whore?
I knew it right away too.
You did.
I almost said the a-hole word today too. I almost got through that one. I was having some trouble.
It's a Friday.
I was drinking yesterday, watching the Badgers, and I got a little turned up. Had a couple of JMOs, and so today's and it's Friday, so you're kind of feeling it like.
And a holiday weekend, right? Some celebrations.
Guess who's not here right now?
Celebrations this weekend,
right
and then snow's coming.
I'm treating that thing like Loki and the whore. So I'm gonna do to that storm. Get my snow thrower. I'm treating that thing like Loki and the whore. All right. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday if we can make it into work.